I'm Adam J. from FilmMaster Reviews, and this is Movie Madness. As well as a lot of my DVDs that I have here, I'm going to show you first my VHS collection, because I love VHS tapes. I mean, come on, VHS was the way to go, people. I mean, think about it. Did you ever have to worry about a VHS getting scratched? No, you did not. Think about that one. Okay, first, let's see, we got the original Star Wars trilogy. Once again, just great films, and nice little collector set here. I got this like fucking years ago when I was a kid, so they're still in pretty damn good condition. See, we got Die Hard 2, kind of the black sheep of the Die Hard series, but pretty good regardless. Face Off with Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, a very overlooked film nowadays. Dances with Wolves, it's a fucking classic. Demolition Man, I actually want to talk about this for a second. This is actually one of my favorite Stallone films. It's one of my favorite Snipes films. It says in the back here, it's that Time People magazine called it the most entertaining futuristic action film since the original Terminator. And actually, I'm inclined to agree with them. It was a very original science fiction epic that I feel gets no attention, just not enough that it fucking deserves. So, yeah, if you ever get a chance to check this out, if not on VHS and on DVD, check it out. Saving Private Ryan, of course, Steven Spielberg classic. I do love the movie. Wizard of Oz, and I'd like to show you. This is actually a very old, it's from 1989. It's got a big-ass booklet on, like, the making of the film and all of that. Very, very informative of the cast and all the work that went into making the film. Wizard of Oz, of course, is a classic, and if you haven't seen it, then I honestly feel that you have no soul. So, yeah. Now we're going back to my nostalgic past for a minute. We got both American Tales here. Say what you will about them, but Don Bluth knows how to make a very great picture. I have to feel he's a very underrated director as well. He's an animation director. He did this, Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven, and of course my favorite animated film, Secret of NIMH. So yeah, definitely, if you haven't seen those, I feel sorry for you. Harrison Ford, I often feel that this film is overlooked when discussing him. Tommy Lee Jones was got a Oscar for it for Best Supporting Actor. The movie was actually nominated for 5 Oscars. So, no, that just shows to show you how good it was. This is another very underrated film, Shattered. Wolfgang Petersen, who you might know from Das Boot, did this film. When I tell you the ending of this movie will throw you through a loop and possibly make you shit yourself, I'm not kidding. It just has an ending that you will not see coming. It's one of the best mystery films I've ever seen in my life, and you should definitely check that shit out. It's the remake, but you know, we got McNulty and Robert De Niro and Juliette Lewis when she was like 12. Still holds deep in my mind. I often feel this is a very underrated Scorsese film. Robert De Niro is just a sick bastard in this movie. Fatal Attraction, I have this here. Glenn Close and Michael Douglas. Another very underrated film. I honestly feel that every married man should be made to see this movie just so they don't cheat on their spouses. Just Cause, a very great Sean Connery film. Him and Lawrence Fishburne, they actually play off each other very well in this film. Now, this is actually one of my favorite films of all time, and it wasn't even theatrical. It was an HBO original film called Citizen X. It had Stephen Rea, Donald Sutherland, Max von Sydow. Very classic film based on a true story about this guy who was murdering children in Russia, and it took them 8 years to find this guy. And throughout the entire movie, they're blaming it on Stephen Rea, the American investigator, and it really wasn't his fault. If you haven't seen this, you should definitely try it. Like, search some $5 bins; they might have it there. Grumpy and Grumpy Your Old Men, which I think are 2 very hilarious films. And now we're actually going into old films. On Golden Pond, classic film, Henry Fonda and Katharine Hepburn. Very, very good movie. When I tell you Henry Fonda is a funny bastard in this movie, it's just very good to watch, very good to look back on, and realize they made an amazing film here. Oh god, this is an old one. I actually haven't seen this in years, but the Secret Garden. It's actually kind of funny, that little kid in the wheelchair right there. That's actually fucking Al from Quantum Leap when he was a kid. Yeah, it's actually kind of interesting to see this film and look back on it, just like on Golden Pond. This is, without a doubt, my favorite Al Pacino film ever, Injustice for All. This is another movie that has an ending that you just don't see coming, and it's just, wow. I mean, you're looking back on it later like, holy shit, this was an amazing film. 39 Steps is actually a underrated Hitchcock film, only because it really doesn't have a lot of big name actors. Like a lot of his films, like Rear Window, had like Jimmy Stewart in it, and this one didn't really have a lot of big names. And Robert Donato, who you might remember if you've ever seen it, the original Count of Monte Cristo was in that. It's directed, once again, Alfred Hitchcock, black and white. I love old black and white films, and I'm sick of people saying that, like, if you don't like black and white, if you like black and white films, you're old and you're boring. That's bullshit, okay? Black and white films, okay, I love them all. I mean, they're just amazing pieces of our history, our culture, and they should all be loved equally. But here's another Hitchcock film, another fucking classic. Peter Lorre's in this. It's called A Man Who Knew Too Much. He has to be the most villainous piece of shit in this movie. He plays himself so well. I mean, this was actually his first film after leaving Germany. So, another great Hitchcock film to catch. Everyone, when they think Hitchcock, they think Vertigo, Psycho, and Rear Window. But these two films, 39 Steps and Man Who Knew Too Much, you definitely check those ones out. I'm not too into musicals, but I do love James Cagney, so I do like this film. It's called Something to Sing About. Wasn't a very bad film. James Cagney's like a music conductor, and he's trying to put together a play for New York City. Very classic. But now we got, one of my favorite Jimmy Stewart films, Call Northside 777. This is another movie. I was talking about movies with like weird-ass endings. This movie, the ending, how they prove the guy innocent in this film, it is just like out of left field. Like, you never see it coming, but it actually makes perfect sense. This is actually one of not only James Stewart's greatest performances, but Lee J. Cobb's. Okay, and the last like really old film I got here, of course, Singing in the Rain. Everyone knows about this film. I mean, you've all heard about it at one point. Yeah, Gene Kelly, who was just a great man, Debbie Reynolds, Ellen O'Connor. It just basically revolves around the turn from silent picture to talking pictures, and this girl lip-syncing for the other girl. It's a very, very good, very classic film. I remember watching this when I was very young in school, and just I still love it. I just still love this film. Independence Day. I actually just opened this movie, and this was actually attached to the front of it, the hologram. It's signed by Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich. Not that I'm ever going to want that. Independence Day. It's not a horrible movie. It's just not a very good one at all. It's a good film to watch, like around the 4th of July. To get yourself in the patriotic mood. In that sense, I do enjoy the film. But that's really the only time of the year I'll watch it now.